Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Fly With Us podcast. This podcast is bringing the art of conversation, self-love, self-care, mental health care and protection, life lessons, love lessons, and everything in between. Today, we're going to talk about moving on from the storms in your life. I'm Lady Bounce.
And I'm A Slate.
Okay, so Memorial Day, we had these crazy tornadoes.
Yeah. So let's talk about after the storm.
After the storm.
Yeah.
First, were you affected?
No, I was not.
Okay.
I didn't have any damages or any power outages or any of that. But my grandkids did.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, all of them.
All of them.
All of my
So they're all at your house?
They're except two are not there. But
wow.
The rest are.
You got enough peanut butter and jelly?
And what is it?
Peanut butter and jelly. You got enough? Peanut butter jelly time.
No. Well, we got enough water. So yeah. So that's it. Yeah, I wasn't affected. How about you?
We were not. We did have the boil advisory and the low water pressure, but we did not lose power. In fact, we missed the tornadoes kind of altogether.
I did.
Like we knew it, it was a storm coming.
Uh-huh.
We told the kids, like we always do, prepare for a power outage. When we looked outside and saw all the lightning. Mm-hmm. So I told the kids, prepare for a power outage. Make sure your phone is charged. Make sure your handheld game is charged. So in case the power goes out, you got something to do. Put some water beside your bed. The flashlights are on the stove.
Gotta have a plan.
Right. So we have this whole plan. Mm-hmm. And because we've lived in the same house all these years, they know the number of steps to get to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So, and then anything that might have been in the way, I moved out of the way. So in case it was like pitch black. So there would be no injuries. Mm-hmm. And then we, played around on Facebook. I played my game for a little bit. We turned our phones off. We went to bed.
Yes.
Woke up the next morning. Girl, I jump in the shower. Getting dressed for work and everything like I do every Monday morning, which, in this case would have been Tuesday. Mm-hmm. I turn my phone on right before I'm leaving the house and I have all of these text messages. We have a staff group chat and all these messages like, should we close school? I think we're going to close school. No, we're going to go on delay. And I'm like,
yeah, see, I was communicating with my, oldest son and then with my grandsons and granddaughters' mothers.
Okay.
As the alarms were coming through. I was letting them know, like, hey. So I had one hiding in an apartment complex in between where the wash area and the kitchen is.
Right.
Then I had another in Trotwood who was hiding in the bathtub with the grandbabies and her nephew. And then there was another who had just lost power and was like, look, I'm coming to your house.
Like, I'm on my way.
Despite all things, she's like, I'm coming to your house.
Because it's safe.
Yes. So that's where we were at.
It was rough. Now, my parents, however, were not as fortunate. They live in Harrison Township near Hare Arena, which, that area got hit.
Yeah, bad.
Really hard. Yeah. My parents live in a cul-de-sac. Mm-hmm. And then me and Jay, we're always talking like, oh, I would like to live here. I would like to live there. That cul-de-sac living is sweet until you're stuck in it.
Yeah.
So they were stuck in their neighborhood, no power, no water, trees everywhere. 2 trees fell on their house. They were there in the house. Their house is all on one floor. So they were in their bedroom when the first tree fell into their bedroom window.
Wow.
So they're moving throughout the house to get to their other safe spot. And that's when the other tree fell in and hit the house, like almost right where they were. I was like, that's crazy. So we, they don't have, phone service like we do. Yeah. Like Verizon and T-Mobile. They have very generic phones. So of course we start calling. Talk to my dad. His phone's breaking up. Now I'm in panic mode. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if they're okay because I can't hear.
That's about my one grandson. I couldn't.
Right. So after we finally, were able to get through to them. They were like, oh, well, we're here. We don't have any water. We don't have any power. We can't get our neighborhood.
So how long was it before you were able to speak to them?
I ended up talking to them probably around 12 noon or so when I finally was able to get a moment where their phones were both working. So I talked to both of them, and they're like, well, for now, we're okay.
That's how it was with my oldest grandson. Okay.
Yeah. But, of course, I'm panicking because I'm like, what do you mean you don't have power? You can't get out of your neighborhood. He's like, no, we can't get out of our neighborhood. We're stuck. I'm like,
yeah, and where they were, where my oldest grandson, Biggie, was, we wasn't even able to get in. They couldn't get in or out either in their apartments. Right. They couldn't get in or out, and they had Riverside was shut down.
Oh yeah,
Philadelphia had
really
a big tree there. Dixie was shut down. Everything was shut down. But after the storm, after the couple of days had passed, one of the most beautiful things that I saw was just, oh my God, the most beautiful, beautiful display of community that I've seen, and it's still going on. So, what have you seen in light of that?
I saw the same thing. It was amazing. It was amazing to see just a few days after, the Klan rally was here.
Yeah.
And while, there weren't a lot of supporters of the Klan that showed up to the rally, there was a lot of support for them on social media, which I was able to see, play out in different comments on like the news media pages and everything. So, just a couple of days after that, to see these people come together, regardless of, race, color, creed, sexual orientation, religion. Yeah. It was about, we are a people to help. People need help. We're here to help. Yeah. And that was just amazing. Like, I mean, literally right now.
Here was like 500 people that came up singing, Amazing Grace, singing Amazing Grace, and got them to be quiet, and ended the Klan rally 30 minutes sooner because they couldn't even hear them because there was so much singing going on.
See,
we couldn't even be heard.
And then the tornadoes come.
Yeah.
And then everybody instantly forgot about the things that divide us.
Well, we were already on their way because remember they came, they washed the courthouse square.
Yes, they did.
They went and washed the courthouse square. Then they had the Love Fest.
Yes.
So they had the Love Fest, and then the tornado. The winds of change came.
The winds of change.
So the winds of change came. But now where we are, we have a lot of people who are homeless or displaced.
Yes.
We have people without jobs.
Yes.
Right now. We have a lot of people donating food, clothes.
There's food and water on every corner.
Yeah. And there's people donating manpower to clean up, to rebuild. But what happens now? What happens now? But we do have an abundance of resources that are just opening up, like Greater Dayton Apartment Association.
Right.
Has a list that we will put on our Fly With Us page on Facebook, where you can look at that and see if it applies to you, or if you could use that assistance, you can get in touch with them and possibly get moved into your new place.
Right. And, we were talking before we went on air about, the winds of change, like you said. And what if, with the destruction of these apartment complexes, which is very devastating, that everybody becomes a homeowner?
Yeah. Look at I see Dayton Strong popping up everywhere. I see it on the RTA buses. I see it on Facebook. I see it I've seen it on the news, come across the news.
Right.
And I'm looking like, I think we're even stronger than that. Like, just imagine if the whole face of Dayton changes. For one, this big outpouring of support and love and help. But say we all in houses now instead of these apartment complexes. Everybody's living in homes. Everybody's working their jobs. Everybody's working with one another. Call me whatever. Dayton will become a utopia.
A utopia.
I mean, I'm a big dreamer, but yeah. So, I mean, I think it's a good look what's happening right now, despite all things. And then I think I only saw one person, who lost their life in
Salina.
In Salina.
And it was a very tragic story because he was asleep and a car landed on him.
See, and I'm like, wow. In my mind, the picture that I paint, which is probably a picture you wouldn't typically want to paint, but hey, sue me. I'm like, he was asleep. Mm-hmm. It was all a dream. He didn't suffer. He didn't feel it. He didn't know that this happened. And then he went on. And then I hear in Beaver Creek, another area out there, I went to help some people out there as well. There was a lady who had broke 2 of her legs because a table flew on her legs.
Wow.
But she survived. There was a car that was raised up and it just lifted up and flew, and they didn't find the car until 2 days later, 2 blocks away in someone's house. No one passed away, and there was only one person who had a heart attack, and they were 80 something years old, I think they said. But to know that we still have life.
Yes.
We still have love. We still have our minds and our ability to get up and move around and work together to rebuild.
I agree. And I think a lot of people underestimate how powerful your mind is. Mm-hmm. And how your mind and your brain has the ability to heal itself.
Yeah.
If you allow it.
Your body knows just what to do. Especially,
yes.
Yeah.
You have to allow it. And not even allow it. You have to be open to the idea that if you just kind of let things be, you could be okay.
And trust that process. I mean, so yeah. So let's see. We got some things we can talk about here. Facing uncertainty, because I know it's a lot of people out here like, what am I supposed to do? What do I do now? Where do I go? I'm unsure. We may have some issues with possibly depression.
Yes.
These things are coming up. Crime. These things are coming up.
Yes, because I have to say that I was very disappointed about the looters at the apartment complexes.
But were you surprised?
I was not surprised.
Right.
I was disappointed. Another thing that disappointed me was the crew who came from out of town, who were staying at a hotel in Beaver Creek, and they brought trucks full of chainsaws and garbage bags and things to help in the cleanup, and they were willing to donate these services for free. Somebody broke into their fleet of trucks and stole all their stuff. And I kept thinking, like, I don't want those people to leave here with the idea and the impression that that's how Dayton is, or that's how we rock. That is not how we rock. At our core, even with the fundamental differences we have between races, genders, creeds, etc., at our core, we are the Gem City. At our core, we are just loving, eclectic, weird little people just wanting to live a balanced life.
But remember, you said Gem City, so and you've heard the term a diamond in the rough.
Yes.
Well, we're in the rough.
Yes,
and it's going to take some pressure and some digging. But that diamond, I believe we are going to shine. So I think we should be dating diamonds. How about that?
I like that. So maybe instead of dating strong, dating diamonds.
Dating diamonds. Because we are going to shine. We are going to we are shining already. We are going to shine. Yeah. But I mean, yeah. So you can't. And then here's another thing I just was thinking about. How do you find? Because I was doing all this. Like, let me get out here and do this service work. Let me go help. Let me go donate. Let me stand out here. Let me help clean up. Let me do everything I can. Let me get my kids involved. Let me make sure I'm doing everything I can. But then I'm like, even looking at Facebook, even logging onto Facebook, honestly, I was overwhelmed. I was like, look, I'm over it. Where do we go? Where do I go from here? Where am I? Now I'm lost in a whirlwind inside of myself. I'm having a tornado going on in my mind of what to do. So I'm like, I needed to do some self-care.
Right. I
took some time to go to the park, to lay flat on my back. And if you could have seen it, I don't know if you paid attention to the skies. After
we took pictures
after the storm. It was beautiful.
The colors in the sky were amazing. Beautiful. I'm like,
and they were so crisp and so just prominent. Like the blue was the bluest blue, and it really was like that. That seems like that's the epitome of what sky blue was supposed to be. Kind of like your Fly With Us t-shirt.
Oh yes.
So yeah, and then I thought about the white sheets of the Klan, but it was these white sheets of peace clouds, just wafting. Just beautifully overhead. And I just took that time to take a moment to be grateful that so many people are still here.
Yes.
So many of us we all still have an opportunity to start anew, not start again, not start over.
Right.
Just start anew.
And I saw something on Facebook that said, when you have to start over, think of it as a blessing, because now you get to start over with the knowledge that you didn't have the first time you went through it.
Yeah.
So you now have these new opportunities, as we talked about the dancers at the 2 local dance clubs, strip clubs, if you will,
living room and push,
that now don't have a job. Maybe these young ladies will pursue the dreams that they actually have to go to school, to take that STNA class, to become home health aides, to become doctors, to become whatever it is that they were searching for when they landed in that position.
Or they can open up their own. It's about to be some property and some rebuilding and some grants. They can go open up their own strip club. Okay. So, I mean, there's plenty of opportunities. Perception is everything. It's how you look at it. So I'm gonna pick this up really quick.
Okay.
So this is from mindful.org.
I love that website.
I love that website.
And it's free. They have a newsletter you can sign up for. You can get mindfulness tips sent right to your email every day, and self-care assignments. There's even, they review different podcasts about subjects about mindfulness. And I'm like, maybe I should submit ours and see.
They know about our mindfulness minute.
They're about to. They don't, but they're gonna. We have to get our PR team on that.
They need to know about our mindfulness minute. So our mindfulness minute today is about adapting to change. Yes, the winds of the storms of change have arrived. They have gone. They have blown past. Now what do? How do we adapt? So it says here that change comes whether we want it or not. If we can stay open and curious to an ever new landscape of life's possibilities, change can actually be the key to resilience. By learning to explore what presents itself, we can ride the waves or winds of change rather than losing ourselves in the undertow. So they took change and they broke it down. And for C, change, CHANGE. I was in a spelling bee,
You so look like you was in a spelling bee. You enunciated well. I'm like, do you want me to use that in a sentence?
Like, yes, I didn't even get a ding. Like, sweet. But change. For C, when you're adapting to change, remember to choose to stay open. As we make the conscious choice to stay open, raw, and vulnerable, we can be brave, tender, and present to the technicolor experiences that reveal life's texture and richness. Just stay open. Yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, it's going to be hard, but stay open.
But I don't like it when it hurts.
Yeah, but pain is a byproduct of pleasure. Pleasure is a byproduct of pain. Okay, it's going to be all right.
Okay.
H, have awareness of what is unfolding moment by moment, which means get present. Live in the now.
Oh my gosh. That was our self-care assignment a few weeks ago on our Facebook page.
Live in the moment. Living in the now. Yep. The key to mindfulness is training ourselves to notice the details. All right. As we stop trying to resist what's coming our way, we can become scientists of our own experience, full of wonder at each new discovery. A, adapt. Flat out adapt. It is what it is. It happened. Adapt.
So what now? What?
It's crucial to It's crucial to personal and species survival. N, notice how it feels to stay close to your experience. At the end of the day, most of us just want to feel better. When we allow ourselves to be gently present, we may notice an increase in energy, joy, and resilience as we dare to explore the vividness of life. G, generate wisdom by remaining curious about the ever-changing adventure. As we investigate our assumptions, judgments, and other narrow ways of thinking, we open opportunities to develop insights that expand and recharge our views. Yes, you were an exotic dancer, and I hate to keep using that example. How about this? Yes, you were a cook at Little Caesars. Yes, the building is gone. Right. Your job at that location is gone. However, there are other Little Caesars. There are other pizza places.
There's culinary art schools.
There's culinary art schools. I was just about to say that there are schools. You can go to school. You can start your own business. Be wise, investigate, and keep moving. Most importantly, keep thinking. E, enjoy life's fresh offerings. First of all, take a minute to take a huge bite out of life. You are still alive, which means you still have the ability to adapt and change. Embrace it. We love you. Yeah. So these are some ways to adapt to change. And that is our mindfulness minute. So our self-care moment will come from Miss Lady Bounce, and it's going to be some tips on moving on with life. And when I was riding through, what is that? Is that considered Northridge? By Stanley and Troy and all that? What is that considered?
Old North Dayton.
Old North Dayton. North Dayton, Northridge. So I was riding through there, seeing, like, looking. My kid's father used to stay on Kelly Street up there. Kelly Street is completely gone. Yes. Grocery land was damaged. Ober's flower shop. I mean, all this damage up there. And there was a house. I mean, this house had nothing but the front of it. Just the front wall of it. And the house was just crushed. They hung a huge sheet that read, "A king lived here. He said, it is what it is. Moving on." And it had a smile on there. And I was like, wow, that is a great outlook. Yeah. So here are some self-care tips on moving on with life.
Okay. So we spend so much of our days focusing on what we have to do next. Go to work, go grocery shopping, and go to a friend's party, pick up the kids, that sometimes we forget to find time for ourselves. Mm-hmm. By practicing mindfulness, we can slow down, sit with our emotions, and acknowledge what we really need. Yeah. So here are 3 ways. Count them. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 ways to make yourself a priority. First, embrace acts of self-care, which is what you did. You had to take a break. Yeah. Decompress. Mm-hmm. Give yourself just that moment. Mm-hmm. So self-care may seem like a buzzword that encompasses everything from taking a bath to taking a hot yoga class. But in truth, self-care is a practice that involves asking yourself what you need and following through on an honest answer. By making your own emotional needs a priority, you will be better suited to help those around you. First, love yourself. We always say, put your mask on first.
First, love yourself.
Fly with us. So there are many ways to practice self-care, which I named a few. If you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, we post a self-care assignment every day. And you can do them out of order. So don't feel like because it's posted on Monday that you have to do Monday's assignment. If you want to reach back and do last Thursday's, that's fine.
If you want to repeat one, that's fine too. Yeah.
Yes, because I had lunch with myself 3 days in a row.
No, that's right.
That food tasted so good. But anyway, I digress. Second, be honest with your emotions. When we're at work or with family, we often put on a happy face and push down feelings of stress, sadness, or anger, which can lead us to neglecting how we really feel. When you deny your true emotions, you create inner turmoil. Give yourself space to embrace all of your emotions, including the difficult ones. We told you a few weeks ago to download the app of One Giant Mind. On that app, and I've been doing it, I'm on like day 4, but it guides you through an actual meditation. By the time you finish the 14-day thing, you will have learned a lot. You can go back and repeat it, but then they have 30-minute sessions after you've done the 14.
So this is helping you prepare.
Yeah, so you can do it every day when you got a few minutes a day. Number 3, cultivate a sense of purpose. Ooh. When you begin to feel as though all you do is move from one obligation to the next, you may be missing a greater sense of purpose. Carve out time for yourself to pursue a hobby that is meaningful to you.
I love it.
Whether that means taking an art class, volunteering at a shelter, or conquering a cooking class, or conquering a half marathon. There are many ways to find your purpose. Here's hoping that you all find moments to enjoy being mindful this week.
Yes, yes, yes.
I like that.
Be mindful and first love yourself. I think those are great ways to move forward. So next up is always, we done had our moment to adapt, to change. We done had our self-care minute to honor and evaluate what we're feeling. So now we got to get in our head and really think things through without overthinking and learn something new, which is a great way to live a full life. Learn something new. Here are 3 books for summer reading. And this is our brain science.
I'm telling you, I need you to like sing a song. Like he needs a beat.
Brain science.
I like it. Get it.
That's all I got.
So the first book is called From Suffering to Peace, The True Promise of Mindfulness. And
I like that. Can you say that again?
From Suffering to Peace, The True Promise of Mindfulness. It is written by Mark Coleman.
Okay.
And then it says here, longtime meditation teacher and naturalist Mark Coleman, who is the author of several other books, has written this book that is not about finding an escape from the pain we feel every day, but a way to deal with and manage the pain.
I like this. It's coping mechanisms.
So this book, in fact, is filled with poignant stories of students who have come to him in immense pain. One woman, for example, arrived at a retreat having, over a 2-year period, lost her sister in a car accident, her brother to a heart attack, her father to cancer. Shortly thereafter, her only living aunt died. And weeks before the retreat, following several agonizing months, her mother passed away in a state of dementia. So stories like this from students demonstrate that the true promise of mindfulness is that we turn toward pain rather than seek escape routes in temporary states of mind. We may find ourselves on a path toward genuine, sustainable peace. Maybe not overnight, but over time. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, I like this. I like
that too. So I'm
couple
definitely
that with that app.
I'm going to find that book. The second book is called The Green Cure, which this is so you.
Okay, let's see.
I'm going to buy this book for you.
Sounds tasty already.
It says how Shinrin Yoku earthing, going outside, or simply opening a window can heal us.
That's my thing.
That is your
Got
thing.
To get outside. That's my thing.
So this book is written by Alice Peck, and it says she offers a compelling argument for incorporating nature into any personal health quest, citing research examining the health benefits of nature. For example, how walking among trees lowers your blood pressure.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I did not.
She provides ample evidence that a green cure isn't merely a poetic notion. She also offers practical ways to tap into these benefits. She talks about creating terrariums, using light and color therapy to mimic nature's light in the color spectrum, and more. She shows us that tapping into nature's healing power, doesn't require us to live by the ocean or in a forest. It's all about healing with whatever is around you.
And this book sounds like it has the power to allow you to forgive that storm.
Yes.
You can go back and love nature instead of being angry with what all just happened. I love this.
And in a lot of ways, I've seen on Facebook after the storm, people, like it rained a few days later, and people were like, every time it rains now I'm shook. Or when I see thunder now I'm shook. Don't be shook.
Yeah.
So I think that book will be great for stuff like that, especially when it comes to children, because children who don't quite understand.
Yeah, my grandson was a little fearful for a while. Yeah.
Need to understand it's okay. Rain is okay. This is what rain does. Yes, it can be destructive, but it also brings beautiful flowers. It brings us the food we eat every day. Yeah. It makes the animals beautiful that we like to go see in Biggie's Little World.
Yeah. In
Biggie's Little World, rain is necessary.
I took Biggie to see a waterfall after the tornado. Yeah.
That is awesome.
I definitely did at Charleston Fox. We have to go. Sister Date. What's that third book?
Okay. The third book, now this is more geared toward children.
Sister Date.
It's called Alpha Breaths, the ABCs of Mindful Breathing. And it's written by Chris Willard, David Retschafin, and Holly Clifton Brown. Spread your arms like a butterfly. Yes. Imagine blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. Or be still and silent as a ninja. Psychologist Chris Willard and mindfulness education director Daniel Retschafin, even having written several previous titles about bringing mindfulness into children's lives, offer us 26 imaginative ways for kids and their adults to pay attention to the breath that we breathe each day. From alligator breath to Z breath. No special prizes for guessing that last one involves bedtime. Accompanied by adorable, vibrant, homespun illustrations, the wide variety of exercises will help kids associate mindful breathing with play, and with learning about ourselves in relation to the wider world. Not a bad way to understand mindfulness at any age.
And these are excellent. That's another excellent book. Sounds like you can learn to breathe again.
And we will post these on our Facebook page and probably Instagram and Twitter as well, just because we want to make sure that all those platforms that you find us on, you can find these books. These books are amazing. And don't fret if you do not have Amazon Prime and you cannot buy them. Libraries are free.
We love libraries. And you can also find Biggie's Little World
at the library.
Libraries are free.
And I'm probably gonna I went to my local library, which is Fort McKinley.
Okay, so we're at the West Dayton branch.
And they're like, no, but we can check into it.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, because those other libraries are okay, but I don't go there. I need this library to have it. So when I see it, I'm going to post it because I'm going to freak out. Like, oh my God, this is your book. It's here. I touched it for real.
Oh my God. Yeah. So we got 3 books.
No, I mean, don't.
We got A Green Cure, Alpha Breaths, and what was the other title?
From Suffering to Peace, the True Promise of Mindfulness.
From Suffering to Peace, a True Promise of Mindfulness. And recap real quick the app.
This is from mindful.org.
No. The I can't call it. Really
One
quick.
Giant Mind.
One Giant Mind.
That is like my new favorite app.
Yeah. So I think we got a lot of ways here where we can learn to breathe again, and we want you to fly with us because we definitely gonna fly with you through this thing. Through this. Absolutely. Ride the wave.
Ride the wave. I like that. Ride it, baby.
Yeah. And as always, you can find us on SoundCloud,
YouTube,
Facebook,
Twitter,
and Instagram. And you can email us at flywithusla@gmail.com. I am A Slate.
And I'm Lady Bounce.
And we out of here.
Peace.